Hey guys, I'm Lucas Cao, founder and CEO of Squid Industries. I've been flipping since 2013, and I started Squid Industries in 2016 to make high-performance balisongs with flipping as the central focus. If you're looking to get into balisongs, here are 5 things that I wish I knew when I first got started. Tip number 1 is to start with a high-quality butterfly knife or trainer. For those of you who don't know, butterfly knives also come in a trainer variant as well, known as a butterfly knife trainer. So butterfly knife trainers look and feel like a butterfly knife, but they don't have that sharp cutting edge. So when you're learning tricks, you don't have to worry about accidentally hurting yourself. For those of you who only have access to a butterfly knife, you can tape the edge of the blade so that if you were to accidentally ricochet into it, it'll protect you. Now this isn't perfect, as most blades are pretty sharp and they can still poke through the tape. However, this could save you from some potentially nasty cuts. Now, most of you guys are probably learning about the hobby through movies or games, and so the first place to go to is probably Amazon. You're gonna find a ton of things there that are priced between $5 and $15, and most of these actually look pretty good, but once you get one, you're gonna quickly realize that they're not that great. A lot of these cheap butterfly knives and trainers are made with really poor materials, and they're crafted in a way where the handles don't swing properly and they'll fall apart in a matter of minutes. So what's important is that you start with something high quality. You don't have to spend a ludicrous amount of money, but if your first product is decent, then it'll last you a long time and it'll help you with flipping, as the balance and ergonomics are much better than the cheaper ones that you'll find. Tip number 2 is to understand your balance preference. Now, when you're first getting started, it's hard to know whether a butterfly knife is balanced or not, but flipping is really subjective, so balance is a matter of what feels best for you. Some people prefer knives that are more blade heavy, so there's more mass in the blade, whereas other flippers will prefer more handle weight, which we call handle bias. So if you're just getting started, I'd highly recommend choosing a butterfly knife or trainer that has medium to heavy handle bias, as that'll help you learn certain tricks, as you'll be doing the tricks slowly, and the momentum of the handles will help you carry the butterfly knife around. Now, as you get better and better, you're gonna find that your balance preferences change rapidly over time. Your favorite knife yesterday could be your least favorite knife tomorrow. So I highly recommend that you experiment and try lots of different butterfly knives and trainers so you can find the one that works best for you. Tip number 3 is to focus on flow and not on speed. Now, a good rule of thumb is that if you can't do it slowly, then you shouldn't do it quickly. I see a lot of first-time flippers that want to learn a trick such as the thumb rollover, and they'll throw it around their hand way too fast, and it's going to be really difficult to control because you don't have a good understanding of the momentum yet. So when you're first getting started, I highly recommend that for any trick that you learn, that you try to do it in a controlled and slow manner, and focus on making sure that when you're pushing the balisong around your hand, that everything feels effortless and smooth rather than jerky and fast. This will help you learn the trick better, and your flipping will look a lot cooler. Tip number 4 is to properly maintain your balisong. Now, balisongs don't require a lot of maintenance, but there's a couple of things that you should know to make sure that they're performing at their best. The first thing is lubrication. Now, if a handle isn't swinging freely, I recommend applying a small amount of lubricating oil right to the washers and pivot area so that those handles are nice and smooth. If they're not smooth, it'll be really difficult to flip. The second thing is to maintain the thread locker inside your screws. Now, as you flip, it's normal for the screws to move a little bit and partially work their way out, and that causes something called handle play. Handle play is when the handles move excessively up and down, and at the worst, that could cause the blade to rub the inside of the handle. Now, if that happens, I recommend that you completely remove the screws and then apply a small drop of thread locker, and then when you reinsert them, let it cure for a few hours, ideally overnight, so that when you drop it and when you flip it, those screws don't move and the handle play stays tight. The last thing is that if you live in a humid environment, I highly recommend applying oil to the blade so that you don't experience any rust, as high humidity environments or any wet environments could cause rust on your blades. Last but not least is tip number 5, which is to join the balisong community. Now, joining can mean a lot of things, but for me, it's flipping on camera and posting that, and also watching others and interacting with others online. So whether that's Instagram, Reddit, YouTube, or Facebook, or any other platform that you enjoy using, I think you'll be surprised to find that there are a ton of other flippers out there who are enjoying the hobby and sport of flipping just like you. By recording yourself flipping, you're gonna really put your skills to the test. It's easy to learn a trick and to do it in the comfort of your own environment, but if you were to put yourself under a camera, you're really gonna test your abilities to perform it exactly the way you want it to show to other people. So not only is it great to test yourself, you can also expose yourself to other flippers who can show you new tricks and also give you tips on the tricks that you've already learned. Watching online tutorials is a great way to learn how to get started with flipping and to even learn advanced tricks. But when you watch other people online flip, you're gonna expose yourself to all sorts of new styles, tricks, and combinations that you could have never thought of. The wholesome part is that the overwhelming majority of flippers online are incredibly friendly and they love helping others learn how to flip. If you put yourself out there and you ask one of these flippers how to do a trick or even send you a slow-mo, you're gonna be learning that trick much quicker than if you were just to watch that video on repeat over and over again. In the best case, you even might make a friend. All right guys, so that does it for my 5 tips that I wish I knew when I first started flipping. If you're looking to get into flipping and don't have a butterfly knife or trainer yet, consider picking one up from our store. We also have a ton of beginner, intermediate, and advanced tutorials on our YouTube channel, as well as tutorials on popular games such as Apex Legends, Team Fortress 2, and Valorant. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.